What's up, you guys? Thanks for watching another video. It's been a very long time since I've posted one, especially dealing with my on the fitness side of things. I did a few truck stuff, and the biggest deal there was my truck got stolen a few months ago, and boohoo, but I have another vehicle that'll be coming out in a video maybe. I'm not too sure. I think I'm gonna keep this channel more focused on the fitness side of things, but if people are interested in my vehicles or just daily life, let me know and I'll get into that a little bit. So here's the issues that I've been having. Number one, I moved out of town a few years ago, and over the course of that time, I've been slowly kind of gaining weight. Just like, you know, most people, you gain a little bit of weight over time. So we're gonna have to lose this weight over time. You know, I'm a personal trainer, and it kind of sucks being the overweight personal trainer. So we gotta fix that, guys. Number one is right now I'm around 225. Which is pretty heavy. I'm 5'8.5", maybe, somewhere around there. Probably closer to 5'8". I say 5'8", 5'9". I'm not 100% sure exactly how tall I am, but I'm somewhere around there. So I'm weighing about 225. At my height, I should be more on the lines of like 165 to 185. 185 might be pushing it a little bit on the heavier side, but I've seen myself at 150. I've seen myself at 160, and I don't really like that look anymore. I like to have a fuller, nicer upper body look. And at that weight, I just don't. I have a wider shoulders. I have a wider chest. I've always had that. I've had a really wide rib cage, and being that lean just makes me look weird. So for me to be a little fuller, around that 180, 185 is kind of where I'm going to be happy. And trying to get under 10% is going to be the goal. So right now we're in the first week of March. Today's actually March 3rd, but I did start this on Monday, which was February 28th. I believe. No. I did start this on Monday, which was March 1st, and I'm basically giving myself 12 weeks because that's when the summer starts. Will be the first day of June. Will be to drop the majority of the weight that I need to drop, and then from there on forward, basically holding over through the summer and then getting closer to my birthday. I want to just try to get as lean as I can while holding around that 185 mark, 180, 185. I'll kind of fine tune to see how I feel around there. And this is kind of just going to be an overview of my goal, the plan to get there, and then I'm going to be making more videos on what exercises I'm doing, what workouts I'm doing, and my nutrition. But for right now, I'm just going to give a brief overview. I'm only going to be lifting 3 times a week. I am going to be doing cardio every single day. Even on my lifting days, I'm just going to be doing a 2-a-day. So lifting in the morning, cardio in the evening. And then for my eating wise, I'm eating roughly 2,000 calories to cut. And people are like, whoa, 2,000 calories is a lot. Well, yes, but also it just depends. I'm a bigger guy. I'm at 225 right now. So 2,000 calories is actually gonna be a deficit for me, because in order for me to get up to 225, I was eating 3, maybe 4,000 calories a day, a bunch of junk food, sweets, you know, bad stuff, but we're gonna get it fixed. Basically, the idea of this series is I've actually done this exact transformation before, and I'm just going to be doing it again. This is the exact transformation I did back in 2017 between the summer and my birthday of 2017. So it took me about 3 to 4 months, but I actually cut way more than that. I got down to 180, but I was a little on the chubbier side. I wasn't as lean as I wanted to be. I was like 180 at maybe like 13%, 14% body fat, which I wasn't too happy with. I've always wanted to break 10%. I haven't broke 10% since I was maybe like 16. And that's when I was boxing, and I was like 155, and I was really small, and I really didn't like the way that looked on me. So I'm gonna be cutting back, getting to where I need to get to. The ultimate goal is gonna be 185. I'm saying 185 because that's like the reference number that I have in my head. But I mean, I might stay at 190, I might come down to 180, maybe even 175, depending on how I look and how I feel at that weight. And the goal is gonna be to be under 10%, pushing like 8% body fat. So, got some work cut out for me, but it's definitely doable. I've done this very similar cut. The only difference was when I did it, I actually had a training partner, my brother, who's a personal trainer. Ooh, sweaty. It's a little hot in the garage right now. So I did it with my brother, personal trainer out in Houston. He's the one that actually got me into training. He helped me cut all the weight, taught me a lot of what I know. and I just slacked off. So going back to the basics, which is what most people just need to do. If you're the type of person who has lost weight, but you gained it back. If you're the type of person who, like me, has a lot of knowledge, but just didn't really put it into play, the best advice I can give you, and the advice that was given to me, was go back to basics. Go back to the beginning, replan everything out. For the person who's been meal prepping for a long time, or meal prep for like 6 months to a year, your idea of what food is changes as you over time, especially if you've lost weight, or if you've gained weight, or if you lost muscle, or whatever issue you had that you don't like now, that you were better before. You've done something, your mind changed, right? So for example, I used to be able to just kind of eyeball 8 ounces of protein, easy. Right now when I eyeball it, I'm pushing more along the lines of 10 to 12 ounces of protein, which you're like, oh, it's not that much, it's protein is good for you. Yeah, but when that comes into, okay, well, you do that for every single meal, and then you're eyeballing your carbs. Instead of eyeballing a cup, you're eyeballing a cup and a half every single day for like 6 months. Like, you see how little things like that can mess you up in the long run. So the biggest deal there is just gonna be going back to basics and remeasuring out your food, replanning out your meal plans, planning out your workouts. That's one of the biggest things that I had an issue with, especially recently with the pandemic and stuff like that. That's kind of where I put on the majority of my weight, because I just got lazy and I stopped tracking my workouts, right? I wasn't working out religiously, and I wasn't pushing myself religiously. So I'm going back to tracking my weights, tracking my reps, making sure that I'm actually progressing every single week. And if I'm not progressing every single week, I have to reevaluate my own things to make sure that, I had to reevaluate my own program to figure out, okay, why am I not progressing? So I'm just gonna be kind of walking you through my process. You can follow my process if you don't. If you're on the track of losing weight and you haven't really done it before, you want some guidance, I feel like this series is gonna be good for any of you who want help, because I'm kind of talking about my process and how I'm making the changes that I'm making and why I'm making the changes, so that way you can possibly take some of these things and put them into your own program. So here's kind of the overall thing. I kind of went over a little bit already, but I'm gonna go one more time. So 12 weeks, ideally my goal is to drop about 10 pounds a month, which is about 2.5 pounds a week, which is very average, right? It actually is a little past average. Most times as a trainer, we always shoot for like 2 pounds a week. So as far as fat loss, so I'm gonna be a little ahead of that, but I feel like we can do it. So it's gonna be about 10 pounds a month. Hopefully that's the goal. If I can do better, great, but I'm really not trying to push too far, because I want this to be sustained efforts, not just, okay, I'm gonna do it quick, you know, eat protein shakes for a week, lose 10 pounds, boom, I'm done. No, like, that's not how this is gonna work. This has to be a sustained program, which is what a lot of people need to understand. This is gonna be a sustained program. It does take time, and that's kind of why I'm planning it out this way. So 3 months, about 30 pounds, which is gonna get me very close to my goal. And then from there, I'm gonna have, that will put me at June. So I'll have June, July, August, September, October. So I'll have another 5 months to cut the rest of it. But at that point, I'm not really gonna be focusing so much on fat loss. I'm gonna be focusing more on muscle gain, recomposition of the body, right? Losing fat mass, putting on more muscle mass. At the moment right now, I'm only really focusing on weight loss, just because that's the most important. There is the whole concept of, hey, you know, you can always build muscle and then lose fat. That's very true, but I'm not trying to stay around 225. So in order for me to get down to 185, 180, I need to cut down there first. And I'm gonna be putting on muscle along the way, of course, but that idea of like, oh, I'm just gonna try to lift and lift and lift and not really worry about my weight. I'm not trying to stay around this height, this weight, so it makes no sense for me to not focus on weight. I do need to focus on weight to bring it down. I hope you guys are excited to follow me along, and it'll be a great experience for myself, because I'm actually gonna be recording my process. Last time I didn't record into the process. If you guys wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have done a similar program. Let me know what you guys have lost. If you've ever done a 12-week program, what you've lost, what were your gains. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. Peace.